How are we, everyone? And welcome back to the BoganYack podcast, which is episode 3 this week. You know, I wouldn't classify it as week because we're all over it, but we're up and down at the moment.
We're a bit up and down, but
Up the shit. Yeah, and waiting on me, and then waiting on Justin, and then waiting on me. Busy people. But episode 1 and 2 are out, so if you haven't listened to them, go and listen to them first, and then come back to this one if you'd like. But from there on, we're going to kick it off. And Justin, what have you got for us?
I got a beautiful Barbie cup.
And for those listening, that is irrelevant.
Uh,
But you can't see what he's holding.
I don't have too much this episode. It was just sort of a bit of a random one, but I thought I did read something fucked up about your favourite whale, the sperm whale.
Yep, my favourite one.
Yeah, it's definitely anything to do with sperm is your favourite.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly. The click that they make to talk to the other whales is loud enough to kill a human.
You want to try?
I've never seen a sperm whale in my life, but I mean, I guess. And apparently to see them,
look like one.
shut up, dickhead. Actually, my fucking broken finger does look like a sperm whale upside down. Like, if you imagine that upside down, it looks like a sperm whale. Those listening can't see it. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And apparently, if you want to go diving and that with them, you fucking have to free dive because the snorkels and shit scare them.
Yeah, right.
How weird is that? I was like, fuck, that's fucked up. And they sleep upright. They float.
Like that.
Yeah, they float fucking vertically.
Yeah, right.
That's weird.
And you say that I'm the one that likes sperm whales, and here you are talking about.
I read the article today. I was like, imagine just swimming along. You're like, oh, that whale's fucking so cool, and then you get fucking killed by a click. Apparently, you can blow your eardrums and stuff.
Well, I think we might quickly kick into what we forgot to do last week in the last episode, and that would be recommending some form of Netflix show or something.
Yes, we did forget that,
Didn't do that
last episode, and I've been a bit slack this week. I've only been watching YouTube, really. But I did watch. Yep, I can't remember. You hit it off, and I'll get the name of it.
Yeah, well, what I've been watching, it's not on Netflix per se. It's actually on Stan, but it's obviously Yellowstone season 4. That's out now. New episodes are coming out weekly. Which, if you haven't seen Yellowstone, I highly recommend going and watching that because it's a fucking great show.
I have not watched it.
But honestly, if you like modern day cowboys ruling the world, it's actually a pretty fucking ruling Montana, but it's actually a pretty good fucking show. I highly recommend it. So season 4 of that's coming out, and I think they're up to episode 4 or 5 or something this week. But another show I've been watching is Walker. It's a remake of Walker, Texas Ranger that was originally played by Chuck Norris. It's got Jared Padalecki in it and his wife, Genevieve, or however you fucking say her name, Padalecki, from Supernatural, or Sam from Supernatural.
Ah, yeah.
The tall one. Which, funny you say that, his wife, they actually met on Supernatural, and she played one of the demons that Sam pretty much fell in love with.
So you're saying she played a woman?
Yeah. But also at the same time, because I'm flat out. I'm so flat out. I've also been watching Hawkeye. So Hawkeye on Disney Plus. He has his own TV show now. I think they're up to episode 3. I think it was this week. Which is pretty good. You see Hawkeye after the battle, when he's after all the battles, and his hearing is finally actually deteriorated from all the times he's been blown up and shot at and shot next to, and which is actually kind of a cool thing that they brought in to the show, is showing some other injuries that are long term other than just death. So
yeah, that's a good point actually, because most shows they just die straight up, like
yeah, and like he has to have a high tech hearing aid in so he can hear.
Yeah, right.
And without going into too much detail on it for those who haven't watched it, it's a good watch. It is so far anyway. If it gets worse, then well, we're all fucked. But
well, yeah, I guess the only thing that coming out, well, it'll be 9 days now. But Mr. Beast recreated Squid Games. You and I watched that again last night. That was
well, I watched it for the first time.
Yeah, you watched it for the first time, and pretty damn impressive for $3.5 million YouTube video. 117 million views it had as of last night, so that's pretty fucking crazy for a YouTube video.
Very fucking crazy.
Just the detail.
And I think the original Squid Games had a budget of like $30 million or something.
Did it? Jesus Christ.
And he recreated it in $3.5 million. Like,
yeah, I suppose.
I reckon it was better.
He didn't have all the real world shots or anything like that either, though.
And like they weren't all paid actors. It was just you're winning a prize.
Yeah,
like,
that's right. Yeah, exactly. Really. So you played for a prize and that was it. But like, if you haven't seen it, I'd definitely watch it. Like, it's for a YouTube video. It's pretty cool. Like, when a player gets eliminated, it's got like a blood bag on the chest and it pops and then like blood comes out and stuff like that. It's actually pretty cool, the detail he went to. And then one kid plays musical chairs at the end and wins nearly $500,000.
Yeah.
Wonder what he actually takes home out of that.
1,000. Out of the 456,000.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I wouldn't know, because there'd be some form of tax that they would have to pay.
Yeah, well, anything over 10 grand, it's taxed over there. So he'd probably pay 100 grand in tax.
It's still coming out with 300.
Yeah, going in there with nothing, coming out with 300. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty fucking good.
That's a fucking house. Like, right there, that's the house.
Yeah, that's right. It sets someone up. That's just like, that's the crazy bit. But he actually had 456 players. Well, 456, something like that. Players like in his studio. Like, that is just ridiculous for a YouTube video. I can't say that's ever been done in a YouTube video.
I don't think it has.
Which, that's a typical Mr. Beast type thing, is breaking the rules and bending them and making viral videos out of it.
Yep.
And him and Mark Rober have actually set up Team C's at the minute too, cleaning up the ocean. So that's a bit of a bidding battle at the minute. I know one of the millionaires that donated $1 million just to be on the top of the leaderboard. And then Elon Musk donated $1,001 million to be on top of the leaderboard. And then another guy donated $1,012 million, I think, to be right on top. Like, it's just, the millionaires are just like battling for first position. And at the end of the day, it sort of works, because it's free advertisement for that person. Like, if they're at the top, and you and I are talking about it now, someone else is talking about it, like, it's sort of free advertisement. Well, not free, it costs them $1 million, but it's going to charity anyway, which they would have donated regardless.
But, like, speaking of Elon Musk, I think he's finally agreed to donate like $6 billion or something to save the starving children in Africa.
Has he? Yeah, I heard something about that, and I was like, it's probably just like bullshit or something. Now they talk that shit.
Well, he said if they provide proof that $6 billion will stop them from starving, he will donate it.
Otherwise, that's right. I did see that.
And I think they've provided him with proof, so he's gone, all right.
Yeah, I don't reckon $6 billion. $6 billion in South Africa is a lot of fucking money.
But it's not just their starving problem; it's their fresh water problem too. They need to fix that.
Yeah, that's right. But it's sort of everyone could fix it, not just Elon Musk. Like if you and I donated $1, every single person donated $1 in the world, we could fix, the starvation we have. So
yep.
You can't
if every single person did it, it'd be nearly $8 billion.
Yeah, exactly. It's $1.
But then again, you got to take out the millions and millions of people from the starving countries like Africa who can't even donate the $1.
Yeah, but still, you'd still have probably, let's say, on average, you'd probably have $4 billion. Take out quite a lot because it's like you've got third world shitholes and that don't have any money. But yeah, we could all definitely do it, and that's when I'm like, when people are like, oh, Jeff Bezos could give everyone in the world $1 million and he'd still be rich. It's like, yeah, but why? Why should he give us money because we've done nothing but he's worked to get to where he is?
Yeah, created an empire.
Yeah, it's like, it's just stupid. Like, as if, and the people saying it are like, yeah, he should do it, and I bet you if they were in his shoes, it wouldn't even cross their mind.
No, it'd be like, fuck the Paul.
Yeah, exactly right. I need to
They'll
mute
literally
my,
go fuck.
I need to mute my Discord. I can hear the notifications coming. It's probably picking it up, but we'll do that next episode.
It does.
Yeah, it's a pain in
does.
the
It
ass.
does it for all the. I was gonna say that to you, but we're still working towards.
Still working, still picking
getting
up things.
Set up.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to stop doing it over the internet and doing it in person would be heaps better.
Yeah, we just need to set up a few things and finish a few things off.
Yes, yes we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up. My renovations he's talking about. And then we can make a podcast
yes.
room.
It's only been 2.5 years.
It's been like 12 months.
Yes, we can.
Shut up.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. It's been like 12 months.
You asshole. One thing I was fucking talking about, not talking about, but read about, was there's a dam in China that they built, like, it was in the late 90s they built it, and that finished in like 2003, and it's got like a ship lift and everything. It lifts up a ship and they can drive, like, float out the other side. It holds enough water to slow the Earth's gravitational pull by 0.05 of a millisecond every year. It holds enough water for every person in the world to fill up a bathtub 25 times.
You know how fast the Earth actually turns?
It's pretty quick.
It's about 1,000 miles per hour.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's fast.
It is roughly 1,000.
That's ridiculous.
Roughly 1,000 miles per hour. It's travels the same speed as the speed of sound. Oh, no, it travels faster than the speed of sound.
So it's so weird that we can't feel that.
Yeah, it is so weird.
It's just like that fucks
Like,
my brain.
That it spins that fast, and we're still like, oh, fuck, this is a long day. And the Earth's like, I'm fucking trying.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. It's a good point. There's so many, like, that just blows my brain that, like, it's spinning that quick and you don't really notice it. Even when you look up at the sky, you're like, those clouds really aren't moving today. It's just like, what the fuck? And then, like, it's like, your stomach doesn't know that it's eating mashed potatoes.
Okay.
It doesn't. It doesn't know whether you're having a baked potato or mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Have you ever thought about that? That fucking, your poor stomach, it's never experienced mashed potatoes. Or like a baked potato, I should say. Because it's all mashed for your stomach.
True. True.
It fucking blew my brain. I was like, motherfuckers, why would they do that to me? Why would they bring that up? It's so rude.
But speaking of the Earth, have you seen any of the videos of the flat earthers trying to prove that the Earth is flat and then disproving the whole thing themselves?
Yeah, I have seen them.
I saw one where they're like, oh, if we shine a light through a hole at 17 feet, it should, at however far distance it was away, should be able to see it through the camera or lens at the same height, and that will prove that the Earth is flat. And they're like, but if the Earth is round, we should only be able to see it at 23 feet. And so they tried at 17 feet first, and there's a camera, and they're like, oh, are you holding it at 17 feet? And the guy on the other is like, yeah. He's like, alright, hold it up at 23 feet. Holds it up, and then it's like, shit. You can see.
Yeah, it's just
and then
so fucking stupid.
And like the whole idea, because the Earth isn't actually like that on the axis. It's actually tilted.
Yeah.
So when it spins, it's tilted. And there
That's
should
why
be
we get 6 months of sunlight in Antarctica and other countries.
And that's why. So it turns on. So like obviously at 1,000 miles per hour, but it turns on an angle of the degree of 15. I'm pretty sure. And they got a whole like electronic gyroscope, and they're like 15 degrees per hour or per day or something like that. And they got a gyroscope to test it. They're like, if the Earth is round, it should, at the end of however long it was supposed to be, say 15. And at the end of the time, the gyroscope says 15. So they're like, nah. We'll try a different way. So they use a different type of gyroscope that has to be like submerged in water or something. I can't quite remember the video. But anyway, they did it. Still at 15.
Yeah.
And they get tried and tried just to get that one wrong answer. It just kept happening.
It's fucking
no matter what
so
they do.
stupid. If you go up high enough, you can see it start the curve.
But it's like they talk about. They're like, oh, if there's a curvature of the Earth when you're on a plane, if you had a spirit level, the bubble would bow. And then pilots get on there, they're like, we're not flying at the curvature of the Earth, we're flying at an altitude. So the plane stays level.
And the
plane stays
Earth
level.
curves around it.
Yeah, because the Earth is moving faster than the plane. The plane would be at about 500, 600 kilometers an hour, and the Earth is turning at 1,000 kilometers an hour, 1,000 miles per hour, which is, however,
Okay, now
which is like fucking.
let me throw this theory out. If I take off in a plane and I'm flying against the Earth's rotation, would I get to my destination quicker than going with
No.
the Earth?
No.
Why?
It literally still. It's if you went against it. So if the Earth is turned this way and you flew that way.
Yeah,
Like-
so I'm flying with it, and the Earth is moving under me. You know, the plane's
No,
flying
because the
this way.
plane's still moving at. No, because the plane's still moving at the same speed as it was, and the Earth's still moving at the same speed as it was. So theoretically, you'd still be going at the same speed either direction.
Yeah, I guess.
So if the Earth was turning that way and the plane was coming this way, you'd
It
still
makes
be.
sense because, like, otherwise planes would not be necessary. You'd just fly up in a helicopter and wait for the Earth to come around, and you just land in the spot you want to land on. So, I guess when you think like that, it makes sense. But yeah, when you're retarded,
But it's like you're on a moving train, like say a bullet train that goes 340 kilometers an hour. If you jump up in the spot, jump up inside the train, you land in the exact same spot. But if you're on the outside of the train and you jump up, you will not land back on that train.
yeah, because you got wind resistance and all sorts of shit playing effect.
And like on the inside of it, you got basically a pressurized cabin. That's everything inside. It's all moving at the same speed. And on the outside, you got one thing moving faster than the other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like if an elevator fell and you jumped on the outside of the elevator would beat you to the ground. Should. I don't know if that's right.
It should.
Or not. It definitely should.
Well,
if it doesn't, I'm changing the laws of physics to make it work.
it's like I saw this thing. It's like, this shit goes, what would have happened if gravity was never invented? And then this other person's like, what do you mean it was never invented? And she was like, from Sir Isaac Newton. What if he never invented gravity?
Oh my
Would
God.
we just be flying? It's like, the other person was like, he didn't invent gravity. He just discovered it. She's like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what if he didn't discover it? And he's like, the same thing.
The same thing. It's like, did we discover math or did we invent it?
The ancient Egyptians invented it. No, discovered it.
Yeah, I wonder if it was discovered or invented.
I think it was the ancient Egyptians, or it might have been it was the Greeks. I'm pretty sure.
They're pretty fucking like. The pyramids are like built to like fucking 1/10 of a inch off the north equator. Like that's fucked up.
All three pyramids of Giza line up perfectly with the 3 stars of Orion's belt.
Yeah, and there's something else as well as it lines up with in the sky, and it doesn't make sense how you can get that precise accuracy in those times.
Aliens.
Pretty much. It's like even
honestly, I've got
even modern day technology.
I've got a 5-hour documentary.
Yeah.
I've got a 5-hour documentary on it, and they were speaking about it. Like inside the main pyramid of Giza, they've got these tunnels, right? Like they're classed as air vents. But how they work in the middle of it, there's this chamber, and it actually works like a microwave. Air comes in through those vents and heats up in the middle of it like a microwave oven would.
Yeah.
And it was designed like that. And trust me, after this 5-hour documentary that I sat there and watched straight, I was like, I am certain aliens have built that.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Because even the stone was carted like fucking 500 miles or 50 miles or something. Like 2-ton blocks. It's like that would take years and years. It's still what they say? It took them 30 years or 25 years or something to make them. But
yeah, I don't know.
Still, like it just doesn't make sense that you could cart that shit.
One thing on that documentary was they were also talking about where other places the aliens might have landed or gone to, and there was this like ancient, I think it was ancient Chinese or something. There was this totem made, and it was made that precise. It was literally like a plane, like had every aspect of a plane. So, like, it was made that well that they decided to scale it up and see if it would actually fly in a wind tunnel. And then fly by remote control. And it was perfectly aerodynamic.
Yeah, right.
Like, perfectly. Like, they put a propeller on it, and it flew, and it would keep itself level, and they put it in the wind tunnel, and it was more aerodynamic than some fighter jets they were saying.
Yeah, which like makes sense. There's some fucking cool old shit. Like they found an old, it was sort of like a compass but a clock, and it was like that round. It was just a big like fucking set of like 100 gears from, this is like fucking 1400s, and they found that all the gears work in a certain way that it goes off to like your horizons and everything, and it'll give you your location on the Earth. Yeah, right. It's just like, what? How the fuck do you figure that out? It's crazy. And they found that at the bottom of the ocean in a shipwreck.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's some fucking, it's cool.
But Oh, how are we doing for time?
We're at 25 minutes.
What are we up to? 25 minutes. I might just change the subject a little bit. So I got a couple of things I did see and hear during the week. Last episode, about halfway through it, we were talking about American gun laws and their mass shootings and stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to touch on that too.
So on the 30th of November, so what's that, 5 days ago, there was another shooting at Oxford High School in Michigan.
Yeah.
And the last time I checked the reports, it might have changed now, but the last time I checked it, there was 3 dead and 6 injured.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard how many died, but I knew 2 died last I heard. So yeah, what you're saying is right, probably right. And they caught the gunman.
And one thing I did see on that was the government was pretending to be someone from the sheriff's office to lure kids out of a locked classroom.
Yeah.
To shoot them.
Yeah, that's right.
And it wasn't until he goes, "Just let me in, bro," that they've just gone, "Bro," and they've gone, "That's not a cop," and run out the other exit.
It's fucked up.
And
the worst bit is that kid got that gun because his dad brought it a day before.
Yeah.
That's how he acquired that gun. That's fucked.
And like, I've been watching this one American TikToker who's literally dead against the right to bear arms, and it's like the first American I've ever really seen that was this dead against it.
He'd be hated like a motherfucker.
And he was saying, "Oh, he is, but he fucking speaks the truth." And he was saying that the kids actually go through active shooter drills at school, and they also have to be taught how to identify red flags in people that may prevent a school shooting.
Yeah.
So the students have to do basically like a class to try and identify who may or may not be a bloody school shooter.
That's fucking wrong, man.
It is fucking terrible. Like, they're children, for Christ's sakes. They should be going to school and getting an education, not going to school and getting shot.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But they can't see it. Like, but even if they tried to change the gun laws and they had to put it to a vote, I couldn't see the vote passing.
No, it wouldn't, because the NRA put so much money into the government to keep the gun law as it is.
Yeah, but it's not even really, the right to bear arms isn't really the problem. It's the lack of gun safety. Like, in Australia, if you have a gun license, your guns are in a safe. Your family or whatever is not allowed to know the location of your gun safe key. Only you are. So it's like, fucking, why don't they just bring that rule in that, you know, if someone knows where your gun safe key is, you get a fine. You shouldn't be allowed to just have guns laying around your house.
No, you shouldn't.
Like,
You should not.
You know, it's one of them things. Like, if someone breaks into your house, yeah, I get it. You're probably going to be fucked regardless. But I don't know. It's a touchy subject. Like, if someone breaks into your house here, well, you just is what it is. You've sort of got to fucking put up with it. But if you've got guns, you can still get to your guns in time.
Well, the other thing is, did you see the video of the older bloke on the scooter getting shot like 10 times from the police officer?
Nah.
So he literally, someone reported that he'd stolen a toolbox from a store, and he hadn't. Anyway, he's trying to enter another store on his scooter, and the cop's like, "You're not going in there." And he's like, "I've done nothing wrong," and just kept driving. On a bloody mobility scooter, mind you.
Yeah.
That is going, like, slower than walking pace. The copper literally could have just walked up and taken the key out. He's discharged his firearm 10 times and killed this 66 or 65-year-old man.
Yeah. See, in that instance, the copper should just be put in jail because that's just fucking misuse of
He
power.
should be.
That's wrong. That's just fucked up. Like,
And then after that, he shot him like 10 times. Then has him on the ground and wouldn't let the medics come over and work on him, even though there was no point because he was already dead. But cuffed him, like put handcuffs on him as he was already dead on the ground.
yeah, that's right. But that's their practice. Like, I watched a video of a Hispanic man. He was inside a house, and the SWAT team rocked up, and he was shooting outside the house, and the SWAT team was at the back, and the bloke got shot in the neck, like about right there, and it sort of come out the other side. And then he got shot in the chest. He got shot in the chest first, and then him and his mate ducked behind. He's like, "Dude, I've been shot in the chest," but he was wearing his plate, obviously. And he's like, "You good?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And he sticks his head back out, and the bullet hits him in the neck, and his teammate fucking drags him away. And there's a guy up in the balcony looking at the house as well, and the bloke steps out, and he's just like bang bang, caps him, and then like it falls over, and the bloke's screaming like, "You pick up that gun, I'm going to shoot you again." And anyway, they sort of say the shooter's down, they run over and they throw the gun away and then they cuff the bloke. There's like 8 of them and they cuff the bloke. I'm like, he's just been shot in the chest. He's clearly like face down, just fucked. I'm like, he's not going anywhere. Like, you should probably try and give him medical treatment.
Oh, yeah. It's just pretty
one thing that we spoke about last episode or the episode before was Kyle Rittenhouse's case. So he's filed a lawsuit for $460 million.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, he could fucking win that, actually. Because they made him out being like this big, like he went there to shoot everyone and blah, blah, blah. And in fact, he didn't. So he could, he probably won't win $460 million, but I reckon he'll probably win, 10, 20.
Oh, he'll get some form of compensation, but that he had only sued 2 news networks at the moment.
Yeah, so far,
and there are and there are more that
that shared that story.
Probably,
So they reckon he could be the first America's youngest billionaire off, like without sort of working for it. So.
Yeah, off litigation.
Yeah, off litigation, that's right. So that's pretty fucking crazy in itself, really.
Yep.
The world is just fucked.
Well, speaking of that, I'm not sure you had seen it, but so do you know the rapper Chillin' It?
Yeah. In Australia.
So the other day he So the other day he went to the shopping centre with his mum to buy a Christmas present. And they weren't wearing a mask. And he didn't have his ID, so the jewellery that he wanted to buy, he couldn't buy without ID because there's some law in bloody New South Wales. So his mum had to purchase the ID. Anyway, young New South Wales copper realised that they weren't wearing a mask, or he wasn't wearing a mask, and he's come over and gone to Chillin' It and said, "Where's your mask?" And he goes, "Honestly, I forgot my mask. We've already purchased what we were going to purchase, and we're literally going to get in the car to go home." And the cop is like, "Well, you're actually breaching the COVID mandate laws. I'm going to need to see some ID." And he goes, I've got no ID on me. And the cop's like, "Well, I need you to be able to prove your identity." And so he said that his name was like Michael Johnson or something like that. And then the copper couldn't find a Michael Johnson with the same birth date that he gave in their database, so couldn't prove the ID. And Chillin' It goes, "No, I'm just taking the piss out of you," and was literally just about to say his real name. And the cop goes, "You're under arrest for proving false identity."
Which it's fair, like.
Yeah, sort of fair. And arrested him, and then like had him in handcuffs and was walking him out to the car. and chilling it started swearing, like not overly swearing, just sort of like Australian swearing, as you say in conversation, and just said, "Oh, this is just a fucking joke" or something like that, and it wasn't even aggressively said. He goes, "I was just fucking taking the piss out of you," and the cop just literally sweeped his legs, threw him on the ground, and then did the whole bloody Officer Chauvin to George Floyd to him, and put the knee on the back of on the neck, and like his mum's filming at the whole time, and then the cops finally got off him, and they're making a big fuss out of it, and like the cop sort of had the right, like under the mandate laws, he was able to at least ask for identification, and when he falsely provided identification, even if it is a joke, it's still technically fraud.
Yeah.
He had every right to arrest him, but the way he swept his legs for chilling it, literally just swearing, is kind of an overstep.
Yeah, it is a bit, but yeah, it's hard because someone like that isn't like an innocent person. He's been fucking with the cops in and out. Fucking, they're probably just sick of his fucking shit, to be quite honest with you. But regardless, probably shouldn't do it. Like if he smacked his head, that cop would be liable. So.
Oh.
Yeah, it could ruin like the cop's career if he decided to sweep it and he hit his head. Yeah, put him in a coma or something. So.
Yeah, or if he was never able to perform again or something, he'd be fucking just sued through the teeth.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you're right. It is a bit, but you got to be sort of careful. But I don't know. What do you do?
Yeah, well, true.
It's just one of them fucking things. It's just like that bloke. I haven't actually heard. You might have heard something about. You know the bloke that did the hit and run on the road worker in Melbourne. Have you heard any more about that case? You didn't hear about it? Surely you heard about it. Like, this is a few weeks, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks maybe.
I don't think so.
Oh fuck, it was massive. The poor bastard, like he was just doing his job, like putting out traffic cones, and this bloke in a VE Commodore, like just ploughed him, and I could imagine he would have been a mess because the helicopter vision was like a trail about say half a metre wide, and it went for like 50 metres of just blood. So he must have like skull dragged him across the floor, and he hit the back of the work ute as well, and then like it was just. The scene was pretty fucked up, and he hit another worker, and that worker survived. But yeah, killed the other bloke, and then he jumped out of the car, and everyone was like all in shock in like the video. He gets out, gets on the phone, and he just walks off, but just casually walked away because there's so much chaos. No one sort of seen him walk away, and then it was a massive police hunt. I think they caught him like 24 hours later, and some bloke come and picked him up, and they drove off. So he's under arrest as well, that bloke that helped him.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
That is 100% fucked.
Fucking crazy shit. So yeah, that was fucking... There was a big... they did like a lineup for him of the roadworks vehicles. They did a massive lineup, and like, you know, the electronic boards they have, they said rest in peace, but whatever his name was, can't remember his name now. Yeah, they did a massive like line of remembrance for him and shit. But yeah, this fucking scumbag just hit him and then fucking just fucks off, like, and the car wasn't registered to him or anything like that, and made it difficult. But
he'll get some fucking jail time for that.
Oh yeah, because it was so public too. Like it fucking went everywhere on the news and shit. So yeah, he'll definitely get the book thrown at him, and so he should. Like he, you know, if you fuck up, you fuck up. Like if that happened, it happens. But yeah, it clearly wasn't an accident. You were a fuckhead and doing the wrong thing, most likely, if you were running away from it.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like if old mate tripped and fell and you ran over him and you were doing 40 k's, well, that's an accident. But if you're doing 80 in the 40 zone and you fucking plough into him because you're high on drugs or whatever, well, you deserve fucking what you get.
Or it's like the truck driver that hit the 4 cops. They threw the fucking book at him.
Did he ever end up getting sentenced?
Last
I heard he got charged and everything, but yeah.
I don't think they've actually done the court date.
Yeah, just that one. That one will take a long time because they'll want to make sure they've crossed the T's and dotted the I's because it was cops involved, so they'll make sure he'll never see the light of day. And he won't. There's no way. He'll never get out. Because he killed 4 police
They'd want to make sure that... Yeah. They'd want to make sure that all the reports are fucking perfect and that there's nothing that the lawyer can go, well, this isn't true and correct, and get the whole case thrown out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And like Richard Pusey, though, he got let off. The bloke that caused the accident as such, like the one that they pulled over because he was speeding and being a dickhead, and then recorded him the cop was dying.
I think he got 3 years jail for the recording.
Did he? I thought he got time served and they let him off. I could be wrong.
Oh no, I think the time served was for the speeding offences.
Yeah, because he was let out on bail after it happened, and then he got arrested again because he was on the rooftop naked of his apartment, I think. And like he was off his phone.
What was his last name?
Pusey. It's spelled like Pussey. It's fucking, yeah, that was fucked. 4 coppers lost their lives because some truck driver was high on ice. Like, that's just fucking crazy. Just wrong, really.
Yeah, see what the Guardian says.
I see, old mate.
Notorious.
Go. You're right. Go.
Notorious Melbourne Porsche driver Richard Pusey has walked free from custody, donning sunglasses and a mask that read "fake news" after pleading guilty to assault of a woman. Nope, that is not the right article.
Yeah.
He has been in trouble for some shit then.
Yeah, fucking oath he has. He used to be a lawyer or a real estate agent. He was doing well for himself.
He was a mortgage broker.
Yeah. He was doing well for himself at one stage.
Try again. Let's try a sentence.
And I see the old mate that might have killed those campers. He won't be in court till like May or April next year.
So he was sentenced to 120 days in prison.
Aye, yep.
And his time had already been served. So he was already in prison until the sentencing, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. So he virtually walked free.
Basically.
Yep. Yeah, that's just fucking crazy. But yeah, that truck driver, he'll never see freedom again, I don't think. Not a fucking chance. But if you're a first time listener while Tanner fucking sorts his life out, you can follow us on all socials if you want. You can watch the video on YouTube if you don't want to fucking listen to it. If you'd rather listen to it, check us out on Spotify. And
I forgot to mention, it's also on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime? Amazon... Whatever Amazon's bloody podcast
definitely not Amazon Prime.
It's also on that one.
But whatever it is.
Well, yeah. But yeah, he was sentenced to 10 months in prison just for the filming of it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But yes, it is also on Amazon's fucking podcast service. And looking at putting on other services, just you got to do the whole fucking setup and
all that crap.
Podcast is, and so like Spotify is piss easy because you just go click and it just uploads.
Yeah, right.
So go through this whole podcasting service I think it's like $13 a month, and then you just upload your videos and or your soundbite from it, and you just click where you want it to be.
Where you want it to put. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But yeah. We've also got an idea in the works for the next episode, so you have to stay tuned for that. At the start of the next episode, you might get a little bit of a sneaky surprise from someone. But
yeah, it might be the start, it might be after the introduction, it might be at the fucking end of the video. Depends where I want to put it.
Yeah.
I might hide it from Justin, and he won't even know.
No, we might put it at the start to grab the attention of yours. But anyway. That's been 45 minutes, so we don't want to keep you for too much fucking longer because you're probably getting to your destinations. If you're fucking listening.
Most likely. Yeah, so, especially if you're in the country.
Well, that's exactly
it's
right.
usually about that.
So Tanner can flick us out because I normally do it, so I'm going to have a break from today's episode.
Yeah, well, on that note, thank you all for stopping by, whether it's on YouTube or on the Amazon podcasting service, whatever that fucking is. I need to figure out the name for that.
We're on Amazon
and
Prime
Spotify.
with Grand Tour. That's what it is.
Thank you all for sticking with us for the last 45 minutes. And if you've been a listener from the get-go, thank you all very much. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
How's your mum, Dale?